And I'm one of the MSU faculty members who's on the team that teaches leadership and management. If you didn't know, leadership is one of MSU Nursing's end of program outcomes. What that means is that part of our educational mission in the nursing program is to help provide you with the skills and attributes that you need to be a nurse leader. Nurses do lead in a lot of arenas, but in the program, we've decided to focus on leading in the profession, the community, policy, and your individual nursing practice. In fact, the department feels so strongly that leading is such an important duty of the nurse that we actually require you to take an entire 8-week course on leading and managing. But that being said, we also recognize that leaders can't be built in 8 weeks, and it's important that you begin learning how to lead over time and ideally from the start of the program. To achieve this goal, we are now having students work on building a leadership portfolio. This portfolio will be an accumulation of leadership activities that you complete during your program and then submit for a grade in your leadership course. The leadership course is usually in the last 2 semesters of the program. So while you could wait until the course starts to complete the activities, we really encourage you to try to complete 1 or 2 activities every semester. This will give you the opportunity to get the most learning out of the assignment and also have the most choice in activities completed while not getting totally overwhelmed. The expectation is that when you go to submit your portfolio, you've completed enough activities to achieve 100 points. In addition, you should have an activity from each of the different domains of nursing leadership. And again, we've identified those as professional, community, practice, and policy. It will be up to you to work on these activities, which includes finding the ones that interest you the most and are scheduled at a convenient time. As we hear about opportunities for points, we will disseminate that information to you either through emails, the SharePoint site, or even your cohort Canvas course. However, you can and should look for your own opportunities. For example, on the nurse leader in the community activity list, it includes an hour of community service promoting the health of individual groups or populations for 10 points per hour. So if you know that your church is holding a health fair and they're looking for volunteers, you can complete this activity for those points towards that leader in the community domain. On the leader and policy list of pre-approved activities, it says that you can participate in community events to raise awareness for 20 points. So if you hear that the Alzheimer's Association is holding their 5K walk and you want to volunteer with the coordination of the race to raise awareness of Alzheimer's, you can complete this activity and apply it to that leader and policy category. Another example is on the leader in the profession list of pre-approved activities. It says you can join a nursing organization for 50 points. If you were interested in joining either the Student Nurses Association or the Colorado Nurses Association, this could be your chance to also get the points towards your portfolio in the professional domain. These are just a couple examples of the opportunities you have to start working on your leadership portfolio. On the Nursing Student SharePoint site, you will find a link to this SharePoint site that has all the information on the different domains of the nurse leaders and the pre-approved lists of activities for each domain. While the faculty tried to brainstorm a broad list of activities you can complete, we also know that there might be opportunities that we're unaware of. If you would like to do an activity that is not on the pre-approved list, then please complete the leadership portfolio activity request form that you can find on the SharePoint site and send it to your faculty advisor for approval. Your advisor is not responsible for approving all of your activities. This is just for those rare exceptions in which you find an activity that does not already match what is on the pre-approved list. As you complete your activities, please be sure to document evidence related to their completion that you will then submit during your leadership course. This could include things like pictures of you attending an in-service or possibly a copy of the email that you sent your legislator. Please choose evidence that will prove your completion of the activity. On the SharePoint site is a leadership activity verification form. This is an excellent source of evidence for any activities completed within the community that can prove that you were there. Don't forget to save these pieces of evidence electronically so that then you could submit them for credit in your leadership course. One last note, In addition to submitting your portfolio or all the evidence of your completed activities in the leadership course, you'll also be expected to do a reflection presentation on how your activities related to nursing and the nursing profession and how they helped you develop the leadership skills required of a professional nurse. You'll learn more about that presentation in your leadership course. That's not an area of you to be worried for now. For now, just focus on getting out there and looking for those opportunities to lead. We can't wait to hear about all the great work that you guys are doing out there in the community and the activities that you're doing to help foster those leadership skills. Roadrunners are change makers, so get out there and start making a difference. Thanks.